Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 42-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, Arnold. Wide open receiver, complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Give him a 1st down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
Set, ready? 70, Indy.
On 1st down, Smiley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the Chargers' 45-yard line.
Here we go, set, 8, read. Shot. Recon, 132 fighter. All day, baby, all day. Let's go.
On 2nd down now, Smiley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
Back-to-back running plays, putting them in negative territory. What can they do coming up on 3rd and 15?
Bravo.
Operating from the gun, Arnold. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 27-yard line.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, he should have touched it more last.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Terry Godwin, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. That touchdown certainly a welcome sight. Remember, they were shut out last week. They talked to us about getting early momentum. Well, here you go in the opening quarter.
Got to rebuild confidence, because when you get shut out, I don't care how strong you are mentally, you've got to take a step back and say, okay, what just happened here? Because nothing that we were doing worked well enough to get into the end zone, and that's a nice confidence-building drive, one that puts it in the end zone to give them an opportunity.
And he'll make it across the 20, as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball the biggest playmakers you have, if they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Whip, 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 whip. Watch the whip. Kill, kill, kill. 29. 29. Joker, 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 joker. Check 50, check 50.
On second down, they'll run with Gordon. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a yard on the gain there, and that leaves them with 14 yards still to go on third down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Raiders 7, Chargers nothing.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for third down.
No, no, no. Off. Check 37. Check 37.
A shotgun snap for Watson. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's fourth down. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win?
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Derwin James with a pick, and they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Hey, switch gears. 59. 26.
After the interception, here's Watson. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. Back to throw, Watson. Buying time to his left. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down. Third and long, it's Watson. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. This one angles out of bounds at a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Ready.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time. Accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 50, the 30, the 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. And that moment we just saw, always so special for any rookie, the first touchdown of his career.
And there's nothing like anticipation, is there? You know he's been dreaming about it, thinking about it. It's been a part of every bit of his being. And finally, it gets done. He's got to feel great right now.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Here's Watson. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 22 yards there, a first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
You go tight. 24. You got tight right there.
Watson on first down. Being chased out left. He's got his man on the crossing route. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
24. Check, 47. I got one.
Now a first down throw, Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
He wasn't ready.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
At 31. March 47. 54. 47. Squeeze, double up.
Back to the air, Watson on second down. Eluding the press. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, what's going on? It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Watson steps away. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On is the Chargers punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. This is away, and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
On the set. Let's go, G.
On 3rd down, Smiley, and this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 yards. Brings up 4th down.
Here's the Raiders punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on...
It's caught inside the 25. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Wide, alert. Check. Deuce, hey, alert. 24. 6.
Here's Watson. Steps away to his left. And they'll get this down to the 10. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
We got 4.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal.
Check right, check right. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. We own them. We own them.
Watson now to throw. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Intended for number 18. Incomplete. Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And his kick here is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. This is taken about 7 yards deep, and he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll keep it on the ground. Joyner. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Arnold. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Joyner. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Back to throw. Arnold looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's the Raiders punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Charger drive about to get going. And this has not been their best half so far. They're down double digits already and now forced to operate from inside their own 5.
And what they have to do now is not curse their fate as much as focus on the task at hand. Inside their own 5-yard line, they've got to be careful of taking care of the football and not turning it over for the defense to score additional points.
From the end zone, Watson. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
Bang, 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 bang. Hey, alert. 4-7's the mic, 4-7's the mic. 55. You can't block me. You can't block me.
They'll throw again from their own end zone. His throw incomplete.
Basically, you're not going to outwork 2 guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else for the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. 54. Watch 54. Pick it up.
From his end zone, Watson on 3rd and long. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
The one with the dime look that time on defense just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
On is the Chargers punter now. He's been terrific so far. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. And no return on this one as that kicks out of bounds, so they'll start just outside of their own 30-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
You ain't doing nothing today.
They'll keep it on the ground. Joyner. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. Looking to throw. Arnold under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Joey Bosa, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position.
This is it. 19. Check, 47. Check, alert. Check. Slam. Switch. He's coming. We got 9 of them.
They'll try and get the ground game going. Here's Gordon. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
At the 48-yard line.
Check, nickel. Hey, 24. Alert 3. Alert. 9 of them, go.
Watson off play action. He's going to look deep down the field. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys are back within a single score. Now the Charger offense will stay on the field as they'll line up to go for the 2-point try.
Let's make these babies. Hey, 24. Watch the ship.
They're going to give it to Gordon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
The 35-yard line.
Ready up.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
Look at me. Go.
They run the counter. Joyner. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Here we go. Right. He's down right.
Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Arnold. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
They'll run on first down. Joyner. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
They'll keep it on the ground. Joyner. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
A loss of a yard on the play. And it's 3rd down.
The Raiders on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Arnold looking downfield for Godwin. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Check 3, check 3. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
On first down, it's Watson. And an alley to run. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
He's checking. Crash. Check 3. On 24. Jim. Put it on. 55.
To throw is Watson. Flush to his right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Brings up 3rd down and 3 yards to go.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
24. He's at 59. Check and crack. Check safety.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Check 3. Check 22. Check cover. 22. Check cover.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Watson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Check 52. Check 54. 54.
From the gun, here's Watson. Dancing to his left. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Hot read. Hey, 59. Come on up. Line him, go.
Throwing on second down. Watson escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. 54. Push him back. Push him back. Mike 54. Mike 54. Drop. Hey, 59. Sponge.
Here's Watson operating from the gun. Flushed out right. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. Now he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there, 22. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. On first down, Watson forced out to his left. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Mike 5-4. You must be treated. Presto. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up. 59. Hey, watch that. Check. Mike 54.
Watson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Cleveland Farrell in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? He'll look to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
24. 54.
On 4th down, Watson. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Raider D, they get the football back. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
So don't say nothing.
They'll keep it on the ground. Joyner, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. On 3rd down, Joyner, and he'll take this to the 47, but no further, as they get him down well short of the line to gain. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. Here's the Raiders punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Not good at all. Punted just 24 yards there. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The Charger drive about to get going. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and making an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54. 54. Can you get the ball right here? Let's go. And 25. Right there. 54. Right there. Right there. 54 Mike. Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
Now Watson. Buying time to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Cleveland Farrell in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle.